Good day, happy travelers. We are answering the question, what is a good cruise deal? Should I travel this year or is it cheaper to go next year? Are there certain times of the year I should go? We are going to whip around in 7 minutes and answer the question of we'll create the baseline. What is a good deal? Because if you go to the website, holy smokes, Black Friday, you had a timer here. Oh my goodness. Holy smokes, it's more Black Friday. 75% off. Holy smokes. Another timer, 38 minutes, 50% off. Holy, they're giving it away. Carnival, up to $50 OBC, 40% off. All right, it's not 75 or whatever. Cyber sale, 50% off. So everybody's having a sale. There's always a sale. If you've been watching these, we've been doing this since about mid-October, so about a month now, and everybody's having a sale. And what I do is I go around the regions. We'll do the big three regions. We'll cover Europe, the Caribbean, and Alaska. Then we'll also talk about the big three cruise lines, Royal Caribbean, Carnival, and Norwegian cruise lines for Caribbean and Alaska. So if you're looking to go to Europe, for example, it's broken down by 3 periods. We're going to cover off-peak, which is before summer, summer, and then off-peak again, which is after summer. So if we take a look here, and we've been doing this every day, we got the all-time low of $396 for inside room. Currently, $418 is the price. So is it a great deal? That's about $22 more. But if you find a price and you're like, hey, is that a good deal? You're now able to say, yeah, it is for an inside room, or it's a little bit more, but you know, I'm not too far off. $682 is the current price for a balcony before summer. What was the all-time low? We are currently at the all-time low. $682 is the current low price. $626, so if you want to go during peak, kids get out of school, weather's a little nicer in Europe this time of the year, $626 for an inside room. So is it more expensive than before off-peak? Yeah, by about $200. But that's the current low price. Highest price was $765 that we observed since we've been doing this. $836 for a balcony. That's the current low observed price. That's great. I think that's a Costa cruise there. So if you're looking to get a balcony room for $836, is that more expensive than off-peak? Yeah, it is. Now, after summer, 8/1 through 12/15, prices go back down. Are they as low as early next year? No, and actually, there's a couple reasons behind that. We are close. You know, we're mid-November. We're starting to approach next year. You're going to get, as we get closer, the rooms that are available. Cruises do not like traveling with empty rooms. So it's not unusual for the closer rooms to be a little cheaper than the ones a little further out. They want to, yeah, it's a little cheaper, but it's certainly cheaper than peak. So we got 539, higher than the all-time low of 529, very far away from the all-time high of 669. And the balcony room 699. All-time low was observed about a week ago at 659, very far away from the 919. Now, that's for 2025. What about Europe 2026? Well, we take a look at that too. So far, prices have been flat, $429, $699 for off-peak. If you want to go summer of 2026, so not this summer coming up, but the next summer, $762. Now, is this price cheaper than this year coming up? Well, no, it's not. Actually, it's more expensive, and that's why if only for me, I'm educating myself that it's not cheaper to book far ahead. It's cheaper to book within the calendar year, it seems. And we'll keep putting these videos out and take a look at it. Same thing for off peak. So August of 26 through December of 26, 762, which is cheaper than when we did this 3 days ago, but still much more expensive than the same time frame next year. So let's hop into the Caribbean. Caribbean has a lot more time frames to consider, and we look at before spring break. We look at spring break, in between spring break, summer break, hurricane season, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and we'll do the same for 2026. So right now, we're getting close. Even with the Black Friday sales, prices went up $60 since we did this 1 week ago. So we're getting closer. You'd like to think that the prices are going down. Well, right now they're going up. So the all-time low, $329, inside room, $389, balcony room, $628. All-time low is $599 observed a week ago. If you're looking to go during spring break, $398, not too much further away from the all-time low, $378. $668 is the balcony room rate right now, which is higher than the $648 observed a week ago. So we got a new low which needs to be documented, and very far away from the A18. Now, if you want to go in between spring break and summer break, $450 for an inside room, which is strange because that's higher than the spring break room. So we got spring break rates, so this is higher than that, but the balcony rooms are very close. Summer breaks, when all the kids are out of school, actually these are at the all-time lows. $544 for an inside, $764 for a balcony. So if you stumble into a price and you see it, you can compare it against this. And hey, is it a good deal or not? Let me go find this. $461. So kids are back in school. We're in hurricane season. Prices do drop. Take a look, $90, and they go down about $200 for a balcony room. So it's a little bit of way to save money there. For Thanksgiving, prices did go up when Black Friday sales first came out on the 9th. Celebrity had a price for $500 for an inside, $839 for a balcony. A lot of people took that. Inventory went up, so they went ahead. Hey, my coffee is done. I'm doing this without coffee. Can you believe that? And then Christmas, $808, and that's been the low observed price, $946. So it's been about flirting between these prices. All right, so that's 2025. Let's take a look at 2026. Is this cheaper? $582 and $882. Apologies. Let's start with the before spring break. So we got spring break, before spring break, after spring break, summer break, and hurricane season, Thanksgiving. So we're going to do all this activity again. So next 2026, January, February, March, $525 for an inside room, and that's against $389. So it's more expensive to go next year. As a matter of fact, as a process, if you were just to take a look at this, all the way around, every one of these dates is more expensive than in 2026 versus 2025. Let's hop over to Alaska. Alaska, not as complicated as the Caribbean. There's 3 seasons: before summer, summer, after summer. And if you've ever been to Alaska, we were on Alaska cruise this year. They have 2 different types of seasons. They have winter, and then they have construction season. Good to know. So current prices are $582. The all-time low was $345. So prices have been flat, as you can see, for about 10 days now. $1232 for a balcony, which actually is the current all-time high, and it's been that way now for a couple days. It's been that way. Once you go into summer, is summer more expensive than before? Yeah, it is, by about $200 for inside and balcony. So if you want to go May through August, it is more expensive. If you want to save some money and go in September through October, $672 for an inside and $1015 for a balcony. And that balcony rate is actually cheaper than the before summer rate. If you're looking to save a few bucks, few $100 in this case, about $220 per person, so that's $440. That's almost a drink package. Now, is these rates for 2025 cheaper than 2026? We can say no, it is more expensive to get an inside room, though it is cheaper to get a balcony room. $1132 for pre-summer 2026, and a balcony room is cheaper by about $200 pre-2026, or during the summer of 2026. And then an inside room is a little bit more expensive, and a balcony room off-peak next year is a little bit more expensive. It's a little bit of a mixed bag. Maybe not unilaterally more expensive like it was in the Caribbean, but you just got to pay attention. So as you're making your rounds, checking out prices, if you see a price, now you know what a great deal is, and you can make your comparison like, hey, yeah, this is a pretty good deal. It's where we want to go. It's the ship we want to go on. It's departing out of the port we want to leave out of. This is not too far off the best price. And that just something to keep in mind. This is the best observed price for the region. Now let's talk about the big 3. So the prices you saw before are compared against everybody: Princess, Celebrity, Costa, MSC. MSC has some of the best prices around, but a lot of people are loyal to their brands. So we started doing this activity for the Caribbean and Alaska, for Royal Caribbean and Carnival in the region. So right now, Carnival has their Black Friday prices. So if you take a look here at yellow, and if you're going to the Caribbean here in the next couple months, $627 is the Black Friday price for an inside. It's down from $645 and $732 when we started doing this activity 10 days ago. Carnival has kind of been mired in the 530s. They haven't really had a sale. So balcony, 530, 809. As a matter of fact, their prices even went up since the 6th. So Carnival, the prices right now, early next year, not super good. And then Norwegian is actually the highest amongst them all. $690 to $670, $1050 is for the balcony. It's been that way for a little bit higher actually than what it was when we first started doing this activity at the beginning of the month. If you want to go for spring break, 805, and then Royal Caribbean, boom, Black Friday sale, 718, and it's been 718 throughout the Black Friday sale. Carnival, 564, 559, 544 for spring break for an inside room, 829 all the way back to 834 at the start of the month. So balcony rooms during spring break hanging tough, and Norwegian for a balcony room, they want it 1210. You're going to pay for it. Although it's worth noting that they did drop their inside rooms from 900, say $52 per person for 488. You're looking to go in between spring break and summer break. Royal Caribbean, 817, Black Friday sale hits, 729 for an inside room. 877 for a balcony room. Black Friday hits, 752 for a balcony room. So a little bit of savings there. And then Carnival staying true to itself, 594, 899 for a balcony. Norwegian Cruise Line also staying the same, 1020. And it's worth noting that Norwegian went from 75% off for like the whole room to 50% off for the second guest, and the prices stayed the same. The counter is counting down, team, but the prices stayed the same. If you're looking to go during summer break, note that early season is cheap. Spring break, a little bit more. In between, as summer builds, it gets more expensive. Summer's the pinnacle. This is the kids are out of school, everyone wants to go, and the prices are the most expensive against the other seasons, with the exception of maybe Christmas. So we got an inside room, 912. It goes down to 825 for Black Friday. Carnival's right around the upper 900s. Norwegian Cruise Line's in the mid, almost 1500 for a balcony room, and an inside room is just about 1100 for summer. You want to go during hurricane season? There is savings. It's about a $300 drop across the board, pretty much for any room. So you got inside rooms 655 to 568, and then you got balcony rooms 1110 to 892. Then Carnival, pretty much the same thing, except they just keep the prices 544 to 799, and that is about 150 drop versus the peak. Norwegian, 982 to 1086 for an inside room, and then their balcony rooms are pretty stubborn. It's about a $200 savings off of peak, but it's not. The price isn't as volatile against the other big three, the three carriers there. If you're looking to go during Thanksgiving, Norwegian, if you see the blanks here, hey, is this guy not looking at Norwegian? Sometimes they're there, sometimes they're not. I don't know what to say. And that's from their website. So I'm trying to pull from the source, and it just doesn't have anything. Royal Caribbean, 872 the week, Black Friday, 784. 1142 for a balcony, then Black Friday hits. So 1017 is a pretty darn good price. We keep the other prices that we observed over here for the low and high for reference, but that isn't the Royal Caribbean Carnival Norwegian. That's everybody, MSC, Princess, Celebrity. And because those aren't necessarily geared towards families per se, that's just a baseline reference for you. These are definitely more family oriented. If you're looking to go during Christmas, this is more expensive than, this is definitely more expensive than even the summer, but everyone's out of break. They want to go somewhere warm. 938 before Black Friday, 851, 1379 before Black Friday, 1254, and then Carnival's the same, 1074 inside, 1449 for balcony, and then Norwegian Cruise Lines, they're going to get their cut, 1276 since we started to see it, 1746 for a balcony, and that is 2025. What about the big three for 2026? So if you're looking to compare, 529 for an inside room, 627. So there is some savings with Royal Caribbean. And the prices for Carnival is a little bit more expensive for an inside room. 534 this year, 574 for next year, 819 for a balcony next year, 809 this year. Norwegian's 866 for an inside, 670 this year. So 2026 is more expensive so far. 1686 for a balcony next 2026, 1050 now into the winter months of 2026. So what have we realized? That it is not necessarily cheaper to go next year. As we look out into spring break, and we will probably conclude this because we're not getting an awful lot of data from everybody. But if we go out to spring break, we have 602 for the inside room, and that's against 718. So that's some savings for spring break. Balcony room is $992, and that's against $810, so a little bit more expensive for the balcony. Carnival $639 and $879, so that is more expensive at $544 for the inside room. $879 for the balcony is $50 more expensive than what you can get it for next year. All right, and then Norwegian Cruise Line's $886 against $844, so that's more expensive. $1686 against $1210. So again, 2026, just like we did in the earlier activity, is not cheaper against any region, against any carriers versus 2025. So I'm out of breath. I'm thirsty. I need my coffee. We just covered a lot of regions, a lot of dates, a lot of time frames, all in the spirit of helping you. When you see a price, now you know, hey, is this a good price? You're able to answer that. And if nothing else, that is the purpose of this video. If you have any questions or a time frame that you're curious about, hey, I got this price, is this a good deal? Go ahead and shoot me a line, and I'm happy to answer that for you. Until the next video, I hope you travel safe.